Hey.
Wait, babe, you gotta wait for the countdown.
One. 2, 3.
Action.
Action. Hey.
Oh gosh, babe. Hi, everyone. We are the Dennistons. We are light bearers of Christ in culture. And so that doesn't sound too spooky, it simply means, at least for me, when you see me, you see Christ. What does that mean? You see the love of God reflected in my eyes. So I'm hoping that every encounter that I have with others, particularly strangers, that you see the love and light of Jesus Christ from my eyes to your eyes.
Okay, well, that's maybe that's aspirational for me. But I definitely consider myself an ambassador for Christ. So I do want to represent the life, the love, and the lessons of Christ in the world. And do my best to represent that in all my encounters. Fall short a lot of times, maybe most of the time, but a work in progress.
Yeah, I think my sister was said I fell short yesterday. All right, so we're on the holiday season, and Michael and I recently traveled for Thanksgiving, and which at the end of the trip got us to thinking, well, based on how we spent our Thanksgiving, how do others spend their Thanksgiving?
Sure.
And in order to actually get to how others spend Thanksgiving, or even throw that question out for you to reflect on, I think we should share how we spent our Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And what happened in particular that got us thinking about this topic
as
it relates to couples.
So you want to kick off?
Sure. So so we flew into town together, as Rhonda says, to spend time with our family. And we then basically went our separate ways because I have 3 amazing children from a prior marriage. And Rhonda has an amazing family that she wanted to spend time with.
Yeah.
And so we knew coming into town naturally that, we were going to part company as far as that goes. What got us thinking about this topic though?
No, but babe, back up for a little bit. I knew we would. Oh, that's your plantains.
Yeah, I gotta go flip my plantains.
Hurry up.
So I'll be right back.
And in the meantime, can I talk?
Yes, of course.
All right, so we planned on traveling into town together. We did that. And I knew that we wouldn't spend our entire time together. Michael had family members that he wanted to visit. I have my family, which is large and extensive, that I wanted to spend time with. But love, I anticipated that you would drop by for Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, so that's true, right?
Yeah, I expected a drive by from you.
Yes, that was the plan.
All right, hurry up, flip your panthers and come back. Otherwise, I'm going to have to edit this out or just sit here twiddling my thumbs or filling it in with miscellaneous conversation.
Yeah, I'm coming back here. So the plan was for me to do a drive-by.
Right.
But just logistically, it didn't work out that way. Yeah.
Okay. So the plan was for you to, I knew you were doing the Thanksgiving rounds.
Yes.
And I expected one of those rounds to also include my family.
That was absolutely the plan.
Okay, good.
But just based on my kids all being in different locales, and really unexpectedly so, it didn't work out logistically because naturally I wanted to spend time with each of them. So in years past, that wasn't the case. All of my kids were in one location, so it made it easier logistically.
All right. I think we need to back up and give a little more context. So Michael and I, we are somewhat recently wedded. Yeah. So we got married in 2018.
2018. So
that's recent, right? Now. But we've known each other. We've dated for an extended period prior to that.
Right.
And I don't think we really got into you. How did
I always spent I always spent Thanksgiving with my kids. right?
Because I would be in Guyana for most Thanksgiving. So I think I've
that was part
spent
of it too.
Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving holidays and the Christmas holidays in Guyana, where I am building a house, right? So I utilize the time to actually get work done on the house. So yeah, but then let's just jump back into where we are. Otherwise, we're like,
right. So fast forward. My kids are older now. The youngest, that lends some context as well. The youngest are twins who are going to be 20 in just a couple of months, and my oldest, my firstborn, is going to be 29 next year. So yeah. So this year, they're older, they're doing their own thing, and I needed to make the rounds with them, and then my mom, my brother, my grandparents.
So you had extended rounds.
Yes.
All right. All right. So this is what I want to make clear: those extended rounds and the fact that Michael didn't spend Thanksgiving at my family, with my family for a portion of it, those things don't bother me.
Right.
We are a very huge family, and gosh, I don't see these people often, so I get excited by just the thought of being around my family. And spending time with them, with or without Michael. Actually, to be honest, we were quite loud, and then our loudness, the decibel levels,
obnoxiously,
the decibel levels bothers Michael. So sometimes I'm like, you probably should sit this one down.
Ear-splittingly loud. Okay.
So there was that.
Call the cops. They're making too much noise.
And my sister's home, which my sister's home is a place of joy. It's not a large house, and it's always way too many people. And so, yeah, that's just how we love it. We're a large family. And when we get together, yeah, it's not so much about the food. It's really about the people. And we've grown up quite large. And so those people have had children, and their children have had children. So it's a large family. So then Thanksgiving, I didn't see you, right? Thanksgiving,
well,
we arrived on Thanksgiving.
We arrived on Thanksgiving Day. I did a drop-in at your sister's house and said hello to everyone.
Everyone wasn't there.
No, everyone wasn't there, but everyone who was present. I could only
So
say
you
hello
said
to
say
everyone.
hello to everyone.
Well, everyone who was there at the time, right?
I'm rolling my eyes at that
Okay.
one because that gives the implication that the family had already gathered.
No,
so
they
you
were
dropped
not
by
yet
and said
gathered.
hello.
Well, that's what you read into it. That's not what I was implying.
Okay.
So anyway, I said hello, and then I headed out to make my Thanksgiving rounds. And the plan was to come back that evening. It didn't quite work out that way. But now let's fast forward. So that was Thanksgiving Day. So what was interested and got us thinking about this topic is then you decided...
No, so the Friday I spent with my sister because then
Okay.
I wanted... My sister lives in a different town. So that's my sister best friend. So we spent the day after Thanksgiving together. Again, you were out visiting your people. So again, so we came in together and our trajectory is going... He's doing his rounds with family. I'm doing my rounds with family, right?
And that was the intention, to do the rounds over the weekend and then probably, and then leave out together, right?
All right, so babe, I see you rushing there. Let me set it up. So we came in together, and the trajectory was, there would be some time that we'd kind of be together, but as the natural path grew, with us. Him being with his family, me being with my family. Now it is Saturday, and I've had enough of the location. Yep, I've had enough of the location in which we travel to. The weather, the location, and family is great. It's great to dip in and dip out. Yeah. Okay. So I called my husband up, and I said, "Hey, hon, this place right here, I'm ready to make a move."
Right.
You still have other plans that are taking you there.
That are keeping me there, keeping me in town.
And right? My plan, my work is done here. I'm ready to go back and to head into my office too to prep for. So I have work that I can be doing, not in the location,
right?
home.
Okay. So that then caused me, frankly, I felt a way about it because we came into town together and the plan, obviously, right? And we booked our tickets together naturally. So I'm expecting to return home together. So when you said you were ready to bounce, I'm like, bounce? It's like 2 days early.
Now, mind you, it's 2 days early. The Sunday, we will not see each other. So
Right,
we
we
were
weren't
there
gonna
on
see
the
each other.
Thursday. We traveled in together on the Thanksgiving Day. We saw each other, you know, when
Another thing we should add.
let me hold on for a second. The Friday, we did not see each other. The Saturday, we hadn't seen each other. The Sunday, we planned on it because of how his trip was running up. We wouldn't see each other. And I'm calling you on Saturday saying, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm not seeing you on Sunday. Monday, it's pointless me being in the location.
And you're ready to get back to work. You needed to get back to work.
Yeah, I was ready to get back to my surroundings so I can be.
Right.
The holiday was done for me.
Right. So yeah, I felt a way about it at first, and I said as much to you that I felt a bit of a way about it.
You said, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. It just didn't feel right to me, you know. And I think it comes from, you know, look, I have 3 kids. So one of the rules was when the kids were smaller, of course. And even as they got older, frankly, but, you know, older within reason, prior to their teenage years. But, you know, one of the things is, you know, you move as a family. So when you're out, you know, you move as a family. So you come into a place together, you leave together. So I guess it was a bit of a remnant of that. And so as I thought about it, then I realized that it was kind of like maybe like a muscle memory, a knee-jerkish kind of response in terms of how I felt about it, because it didn't apply that principle. It wasn't as if you and I went into Thanksgiving to spend the time together. We weren't even staying together. As you said, you were in Jersey.
I was in Brooklyn. I was in Jersey. I was visiting my aunts. You were out in Long Island.
Right.
Yeah. So we had different. So this is the thing. I think that thing of traveling in together as a family unit and staying together as a family unit, that is also a value.
Yeah, that's a value
that I was raised on.
Sure.
Yeah. So now, okay, great. That's great for, you know, when you, as a family unit, especially when young kids are involved, right?
Yes,
We
it's
sent
critical.
you to the store. Yeah. Now here we are. We're 2 independent adults. Yes, we're married. We're moving separately on this holiday.
Right.
I called the man up to tell the man, hey, mister, I'm ready to get out of here. I see there's a flight at 6 o'clock. This is like 3. I can make the 6 o'clock flight. This man is telling me, I don't know how I feel about that. And I was just really, I'm going to pat myself on the back for my response in the moment. So I did the Brene Brown thing and was like, well, say more. But say more. I'm going to be honest with you. My mind was already made up that I was out. But please say more, because I'm just thinking whatever more you say couldn't justify me being there when you are gone for an entire day on a journey that you have elected to go alone.
Yeah, so I was returning my youngest daughter to school, driving her up to school. I had to pick her up. She was with her mom and grandmom and uncle and other family members, cousins, etc. And it would have been a long bus ride for her, a very long bus ride. So, I wanted to drive her back to school, and it was an amazing road trip back and just spending great time with her. And you offered to accompany me on that ride because it's a long ride.
Yeah, and
before you were back. And I appreciated the offer, but you understood that it was just going to be some, quality time.
All right, so let me just make it clear how I'm the good wife, really. I called my husband up on Saturday morning. I said, hey, I know you had some hesitancy about taking that drive. You did, no? Okay. And
yeah, in terms of the length of it, I was
yeah,
a bit concerned,
the driving
solo.
back, the return portion of it, because it's dark, it's not,
the
it's
weather
not
was inclement.
And I offered to share that drive, right? The drive. And I also understood in the time that would be a great time for him to have one-on-one dialogue with his daughter, for them to spend the time alone. She was just coming off of spending time with a larger family unit, and she would, and you would naturally want to spend the one-on-one time. So here it is. I'm being generous. I'm saying, here I am, the good wife, being generous, saying, hey, I understand, and I don't intrude in those things, right? As far as the kids are concerned, I'm very, very mindful, aware of maybe this person needs alone time with you. I'm not one that shows up.
You've been very,
right?
very understanding in that regard.
Very
Absolutely.
graceful.
Very mature.
Right.
And very thoughtful. Yeah.
So here it is. I said to my husband, listen, my feelings not going to be hurt if you tell me I want to take this drive alone with my daughter. Then, right? Okay. So you telling me you want to take that drive alone with your daughter. I'm not saying anything. I'm like, okay, I accept that, with which it comes from. I understand the intent. I call you to tell you, okay, I want to take this plane ride up out of here because I've had enough of this place. My holiday is done. And I could be more valuable at home doing some work. And you responded with...
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I felt about it in the moment. Yeah.
All right, so.
And I think that's where, well, I didn't stay there. As I said, as I thought about it, I was fine with it. So anyway, because of that, not just that you leaving early, but just the whole idea of how we spent Thanksgiving, or how we didn't spend Thanksgiving, to be more precise, how we didn't spend it together at least. It just raises a larger question that we were thinking about, like, how do other couples, particularly when you have children from prior relationship, prior marriage, etc., how do you decide which holidays you spend together as a couple, as a new family, etc.? How do you navigate the holiday season? So we just shared with you how we did it, right? And we'd be curious to find out how.
And I think the tension that kind of came up, it's not as a result, the tension that came up along the way. I think people figure out how. You don't have any choice. Like if you're divorced and the kids are of a certain age, there's a schedule mandated by the courts, or you've agreed as a couple how you're going to spend the holidays. Tensions arise out of those. Like, I think it's how do you spend the holidays? What tensions come up as a result of being like a blended family, or in our case, we're not a blended family. We have not blended our families.
I don't think we're a fully blended family in that sense of the word, because my kids are
we're
much
not,
older.
babe. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, we don't have to explain. We're not a blended family. Nonetheless, we're family, and we choose to spend our holidays non-traditional. Well, I don't know if it's traditionally or not. This is how we spent our holidays. I don't think it would be bare to explain anything. It's
no, and we're not. So we were just sharing how we spent the holidays, not an explanation or justification. And so I think I'm curious how other couples in similar situations, or maybe even different situations where there are no kids involved, maybe just because they're large families and they're connections that you have prior to being married. Maybe this is something that more couples are navigating and experiencing than I even think of, because I would have first have thought that it would be couples who have children from a prior relationship, but maybe it's not. Maybe there are couples where there are no children involved from another relationship.
Watch me throw a wrench in it. What about triples? I'm gonna leave that alone.
Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
What's a trouble?
Yeah, what's a trouble?
next episode.
Okay. All right. So there you go, guys. You have to tune into the next episode.
I'm not touching that with you, F.
I guess I'm gonna have to Google it after we start because I right now am clueless. Okay, so that's all we got.
All right, this is us, the Dennistons. We are light bearers in culture. Who
Peace and
follows? Wait, gosh, babe, I'm not done yet.
You're not done yet?
No.
Okay, all right. So go ahead.
Oh, now I think I'm gonna have to edit that. No, we're done.
Peace and love.